I'm Bruce St. James. She's Pamela Hughes. He's Rob Hunter. And these are the stories everyone's talking about. We call it the playlist.
Track 1.
Well, we got a glimpse of what Gabrielle Giffords has been going through the past 10 months last night. Her and her husband, Mark Kelly, co-authored a book detailing much of the past year. Kelly said his wife probably won't run for Senate in 2012, but could be back in Congress and maybe even have a baby next year. Giffords herself said she will be stronger when she returns. It seems that from everything we saw from the interview last night, she has the mental capacity, but her body just can't keep up with her yet.
Yeah, and we're actually hearing some of the growth and improvement she's made since recording that interview with ABC and a new Facebook audio message that she just recorded. So, again, encouraging news on her recovery.
And the recovery, no doubt, has been miraculous.
Yeah.
The fact that she's even alive today is a statement
Miraculous.
of that. But at the same time, it's difficult, and it's going to be a difficult, long road ahead. It's important for all of us to keep that in mind.
Track 2.
Well, Zuccotti Park in New York City cleared out this morning around 1 in the morning. Police showed up with notices from the park's owners saying it has to be cleared because conditions have become unsanitary and a little bit hazardous. Occupy Wall Street protesters will be allowed to return to the park, but they got to leave the sleeping bags and tents out of there.
What about the drums? Don't tell me they threw the drums away. Listen, if they threw the drums away, there's going to be hell to pay because the drums were the only thing I actually liked about
Well,
it.
just imagine you're there, though, and you live in that neighborhood, and all you're hearing all day long is drums and stupid
Joy,
chants.
that's the sound of freedom,
Yeah.
Rob.
Well, but this is what this is long lived past its due.
Oh, it's like a barking dog that
Yes,
you just can't get rid
exactly.
of. How annoying is that? Yeah, so they're going to come back during the day. I don't think you're going to keep tents and sleeping bags out of the park. It is getting cold, though.
Yeah.
It is getting cold, so that might actually be working for the park owner's favor.
Space heaters.
Track 3.
So Jerry Sandusky tells Bob Costas at NBC that he's not a pedophile. It was an interview that aired last night on their new news magazine program. He said the only thing he's guilty of is showering with boys and horsing around with them while they're naked.
That's
What's
it.
the big deal?
Oh.
Costas asked him if he was willing to admit that he'd done anything wrong. He said, quote, I shouldn't have showered with those kids.
You think?
Listen, you can say I'm not a pedophile and then the next breath admit to showering naked with boys. You may not be a pedophile, but you sure are acting like one.
Yeah, saying it doesn't make it true. They set up a hotline, guys, because they were looking for maybe some other potential victims out there.
Okay.
And so far, they have 10 new cases that they're now
boy.
investigating with possible ties to Sandusky.
Even more.
Well, look, I believe that everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but when you start speaking and you don't do yourself any favors,
You're removing doubt, aren't you?
you are definitely removing doubt. And I'm just going to ask that question. What the heck is wrong with this guy?
Track 4.
One Wyoming high school football coach quit his job after handing out what he called a hurt feelings report.
Aw.
In it, Coach Pat Lynch asked players why they were upset. They were given multiple choice answers, some of which
Okay.
read, quote, I have woman-like hormones, or
Wow.
I'm a little B-word.
What?
And it didn't say B-word, surprisingly enough. Lynch is still serving, though, as the school guidance counselor in Buffalo, Wyoming. Well, thank goodness he's still the guidance counselor at this school. Can you just see do you want a job as A, Kleenex manufacturer, or B, a writer of Twilight Saga ripoffs?
Ouch.
You pansy!
Ouch.
What the heck is a hurt feelings report?
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't want this guy counseling my kid.
Well, how much sense does it make that he gets to keep the gig as the counselor, but he's kicked off? He's basically, he resigned technically, but they weren't going to let him be the football coach.
Too tough to be the football coach.
Yeah, he's too tough to. Okay, great. So he's going to talk
He
to
can be a
weak sucks
counselor.
about going to college.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
that's
luck.
going to work out well.
Track 5.
Well, the NBA season on the brink of being canceled. Yeah, this
Hey.
comes after the Players Union rejected the latest offer from team owners. Players have now dissolved the union and will now sue the NBA. All November games have already been canceled.
You know, the worst thing about the NBA lockout that I can say is I haven't noticed they aren't playing.
Yeah.
Well, I have because I'm a big basketball fan, but the fallout for me is going to be I'm not going to care about this season, probably not next season, probably the next 3 or 4 seasons. And I think I'm not going to be the only one here. The NBA is going to lose a whole number of fans. on
Yeah,
this
they're doing a lot of damage there, Rob, no doubt. Me, I just go NBA. What NBA?
Ouch.
I, like you, Bruce, haven't missed them.
Track 6.
Herman Cain is making news once again.
Oh, boy.
This time he appeared in front of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's editorial board, and he was asked about what he thought of President Obama's actions in Libya. And Kane seemed to struggle with his answers. At one point he said, okay, Libya, President Obama supported the uprising, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, well, this isn't about what you get right anymore when you're running for president. It's about getting caught on tape making a mistake. I'll ask again, is this any way to pick a president?
Yeah, but you know what? Libya is a current event right now impacting this world. I would
It's in the
expect
news.
somebody running for president to be up to speed on it.
Rand.
No,
Sorry.
I agree with what Pamela's saying, absolutely. But are we not intelligent enough to look at what Kane said in its entirety and figure out is that an intelligent answer or not? Because I'm not so sure we are, because we are all caught up on these gotcha moments.
You lost me at intelligent. I'm sorry.
what?
That is the playlist. We do it at the bottom of every hour. We get you caught up on the stories that people are talking about. Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The Playlist.